All right, hey there, folks. So what I am going to do here is show you how to draw the object shown here. You have already done an isometric sketch of this drawing, just like this. So what we're going to be doing is you can work from your sketch or you can work directly from this to create the isometric drawing on here. What I want to point out is that the transfer from here to the green paper involves using your 30, 60, 90 triangle. That's this one right here, the one that's a little taller and pointier, to get these different angles. So what we can do here is, I know I haven't taped this paper down, but we can see that the angles of these lines here line right up with our 30, 60, 90 triangle. If we want to get a line going this way, we just flip our triangle around and look at that. It's going to line up with all of those lines. So that gives us our depth lines. Obviously, we're the first way here when the triangle's like that. The kind of left to right or width lines are when you flip the triangle that way. And naturally, if you need vertical lines for height, you can just use the vertical side of your triangle. So that's going to be the basic concept here of how I'm going to do this. Hopefully that menu won't pop up and attack us anymore, but if it does, I apologize for that in advance. I will try to make it go away as soon as possible. So for starting out here, I noted this in the assignment detail, but you want to start basically at the point 6, 2. By that I mean you're going to come up from the left side of your page down here. If you come over X for 6, like about 6 inches, which is about the middle of the page, and then up about 2 inches, it's going to put you in a pretty good spot to create this drawing. So I'm just going to go in here, make a light mark there at 6 inches, which you guys can probably hardly see at all. I could come up 2 inches on there. So I'm going to draw a light line and I'm going to measure up 2 inches to make sure it's right on the spot there. So we come up 2 inches, and that is going to be the starting corner for this object. That's going to be this corner right here. In the future, I may ask you to find that, but right now I'm just giving it to you to make it easy. So now we're just going to proceed just like we did on this paper over here. If we start from this point, we can make a line off in this direction. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 quarters of an inch plus another quarter, so 1 1/4 inches, because each square is for 1/4 of an inch. And again, that was going in the depth direction. And I'm just starting here. You could start anywhere you want. What I'm going to do is draw a super light line. So that was one of our depth lines. Let me go like this now. We said 1 1/4 inches. So right there is about where that line would end. I put a little dot. And we're just going to keep going like this. So I just got to that point. I have to come up 3/4 of an inch now. So again, I'll draw a super light line, and then I will measure up 3/4 of an inch on that to find out where it ends. Now watch this. I can sort of complete this side here pretty easily by going like this, bringing that line back forward till it crosses there. Now the side is done. I didn't have to do any more measurements after that. And what you'll find is there are going to be other spots where you only need to really measure once, and then you could use the rest of the geometry to figure it out. So let's do this back line here. I'm going to have to flip my triangle. We'll make a line going in this direction. This one's going to go 2 squares, so about 1/2 inch. Well, exactly 1/2 inch, in fact. Now watch again. I don't really need to do much more here except bring this line forward and bring this line across, and bam, I just created the top surface of that piece. Again, without really measuring, I just did the back part, and then the rest of it just sort of falls into place. So, and you can keep going like this. Watch, ready? Oh, I can create the front face of this object too, just with what I've already got. So you're going to start constructing this object, and notice my lines are hairy. I'm going to darken these at the end and make them look real nice and pretty, but for now this is going to get the job done. So I'm going to go through and do the rest of this. I'm not going to talk as much, and I will just sort of complete this out, and then I'll show you how to darken things in. that is our completed drawing. I'm just going to go in and erase. And of course, you'd want to darken after this, which I will also do. I've created this object strictly using the triangle, the T-square, and it all looks pretty good. And like I said, we'll just come in there and darken the lines. So I'm going to do that part now, and hopefully I can speed it up in the video editing software. Last but not least, let's darken that border to make it just as dark as the rest of the drawing. But there it is. It is done. You have your lovely isometric drawing created from a sketch, created from the original. And there it is on your sheet of paper, ready to go. We could just slide in here and clean up any of these last remnants of a funky line to make sure everything looks beautiful and pretty with our eraser shield. And we are finished.